Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It series every single Wednesday, chatting over new makeup releases, my thoughts on them, if I'm planning to pick them up or pass over them. I'll have my playlist linked down below, as well as the community playlist that I started where creators who make this style of new releases videos can add them to the playlist if you want to binge watch them. But I do have lots of products to chat about this week, so let me go ahead and get started. Alrighty, I'm filming this a little bit earlier this week. I'm filming this on Friday. My life is just kind of in chaos right now as we are moving to a new city, so in effort to try to still post a video 6 days a week, I'm just kind of filming whenever I can. I feel like we have enough to talk about this week and enough that like I'll probably chat a little bit more in depth about, so I figured we could still go ahead and film on Friday versus Monday, but if something comes out over the weekend, that is why. But I'm sure a lot of you can appreciate, if you are dealing with a move, that it is hard to sit down and film these videos on a really regular schedule. So life is gonna be a little bit crazy pretty much the entire month of April, but I'm gonna try my hardest to stay on schedule here on YouTube. But so jumping into it, I definitely wanted to talk about the Urban Decay and Game of Thrones collection. I've been getting tags all day on this collection because it was released today. We knew that it was coming. We knew Urban Decay was doing, you know, a collaboration collection with Game of Thrones, but we've now seen the collection, and this is the part where I have to tell you guys that I've never seen Game of Thrones. I know what it is, I think, vaguely. I have an idea of it, but sometimes I feel like I mix up shows and movies and all. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Game of Thrones. So when I saw Urban Decay was doing this, you know, a bunch of people were already saying, I'm so excited, I love Game of Thrones, and I was like, Game of Thrones is the one, is that with like a did everyone die or no? Is that, I don't know. So the collaboration aspect of this just really doesn't have me excited. I've never seen an episode of it. Truly, I'm not much of like a TV or really even like movie girl. I watch a lot of YouTube, that's about it. So yeah, I have to go ahead and admit that. I'm sure a lot of you have already clicked off this video and you've unsubscribed and you've put me in your canceled folder. I get it. But if you are still here and you want to chat about the collection that's coming out, we can go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm reading off the Trend Mood 1 Instagram, so I will have her link to my description box as I always do. So there's a lot of different items in this collection. We have the Mother of Dragons highlight palette, which has 3 new shades of the Afterglow highlighter and $36. You have a lip and cheek stain in a red tint for $26. You have some shades of the 24/7 Glide On pencil, also the Vice lipsticks. You also have some brushes which look really interesting. There's also a pretty large eyeshadow palette for $65, or you can buy the entire vault for $250, and it's going to be available on April 14th. So definitely a large collection. You know, for the Glide On pencils and the lipsticks, you know, I won't really touch on them because, you know, typically Urban Decay, when they release collections like this, they generally release new shades of lipsticks or eyeliners or something like that. So I would just kind of pass over those because I do have plenty of them. The brushes were definitely interesting. There's like a sword one and stuff. Like, that's cool and all, but it's not really for me. And again, not being someone who watches the show, there's just a lot of this collection that I'm kind of like, heh? Or, you know, because like I don't really understand it because I haven't seen it. One of those things. So the brushes didn't really do much for me. The actual eyeshadow palette for $65. I know I've seen a lot of people saying that they just don't like this. It's that very kind of like boxy, bulky packaging. When I first looked at it, like the different shades inside, and it's kind of divided by these 4, I don't know what you call them with the show, but there's like 4 things. My mind kind of immediately went to their mini Born to Run palettes, how they kind of had like that color theme. And I don't know, maybe it's just because like the actual like colors of the packaging are really similar to that one. You know, we have a different layout on side and different colors and all of that, but that's kind of immediately where my mind went to, and I was like, well, do I really need that? I have the Born to Run and I have one of the mini palettes, so like, is it necessary? I'm not a fan of the packaging myself. I feel like this collection again is going to be for people who really enjoy the show. I'm like, it's not a movie, right? No, it's a show. For people who really enjoy the show and they're, you know, want to collect this and all of that, and that's just not me. So a lot of this collection just kind of went over my head. So I'm not personally a fan of that. I wouldn't purchase it. And $65, you know, that's definitely pretty darn pricey. The highlight palette, the shades inside, just looking off the first picture, you know, this just released, so I don't have a whole ton to go off of yet, or swatches or whatnot. The shades don't look like they would necessarily suit me the best, which is totally fine. So I could go ahead and pass over that. And I haven't been a big fan of the Urban Decay highlight palettes in the past. I like the single highlight in Sin, but the actual highlighter palettes I've generally decluttered out of my collection. So Again, just not something that really gets me going. And then the red tint for the lips and cheeks, I just don't think I would wear something like that. Again, it's just not for me. But I don't know, are you guys a huge fan of Game of Thrones? What did you think about this? Because I'm seeing kind of like a mixed thing, and as I'm getting the messages in from people asking me to talk about it, some people are like, I love the show, but I'm super disappointed, or I love the show and I'm so excited. So I would love to know what you think, whether you watch Game of Thrones or you don't watch Game of Thrones. What are you feeling about this collection? For me, especially, just the big part of it is I feel like a lot of this is for collectors and people who are such a huge fan of the show, and you know, can understand all the names of everything, and you know, like those brushes and stuff. Like, that's just not something that I feel like I would need. So I'm gonna pass over everything in the collection myself. It just doesn't call to me, but I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Alrighty, so Colourpop has a kind of like special going on the website right now, and I'm not sure how long this is lasting, so I don't know. This might have to get cut out of the video, but in case it's still going on right now, I thought it was a pretty good deal. I actually tweeted about it this morning because I was checking it out on the website myself, but it's the Build Your Own palette. So they've done this in the past. I've actually done this in the past with single shadows, but you can get a magnetic palette for free when you fill it up. And so there's a few different options that you can do. You can do 24 eyeshadows for $44. You can do 2 cheek products and 16 shadows for $44. 3 cheek products and 12 eyeshadows for $42. There's some smaller palettes, like the one I was looking at this morning had 2 cheek products and 4 eyeshadows for $22. So it's the Build Your Own palette right now. So you get the actual magnetic palette for free. And then as the time I was on the website this morning, it was 50% off. So I believe these prices are the final price on here. They were a little bit higher on the website, like what the value is and whatnot. So I thought that these were pretty interesting. So you can do like blushes, you can do highlighters, again, you can do eyeshadows, and you can kind of build it yourself. What shades are you gonna reach for the most? Maybe what are some of your favorites, and you'd wanna build like your, you know, your staple or your go-to Colourpop palette. Again, I've done the Build Your Own palette before on the Colourpop website, and I did have that deal also. So I don't see where it says when this is going to be over, but I just thought I would throw it out here in this video because, like I said, I was eyeing the small palette this morning where you do 2 cheek products and 4 eyeshadows for $22. Could be like a cool, like really travel friendly, you know, staple. Have 4 eyeshadows in there, a blush and a highlight, and be ready to go. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. And you can go, right, if you click on this on the Colourpop website, it'll show like an outline of the palette, and it'll have all your different options, and you can pick and choose, and you know, you can see what you are creating before you actually buy it. So I just thought I would throw it out there if anyone would be interested in that. So Almar Cosmetics is coming out with a few new releases for spring. These are the Colorette Blush Trios. These are $22 each. Looks like we have for fair, light, medium tan, and then dark deep. So I am going to go ahead and pass over the blush trios. I was talking about this. I have not even moved over in this video. What am I thinking? Oh, so sorry about that. How dare I? So what was I saying? Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and pass over these. I think I was talking about it in last week's video. The Balm came out with a blush palette, and I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm attracted to these. But I really try not to buy blush palettes because I don't reach into them as much as I do my single blushes. My only kind of like exception maybe would be the Jouer blush duos, but that's still only 2 blushes. And I generally, with the blush duo that I have, I just mix the 2 blushes together, and then I'm happy with it. So I tend not to reach in for larger palettes like this, or even like the trios as much. So I think I can skip over these, but they look really pretty. The colors look very poppin' and vibrant for spring, which is awesome, but just not something I think I would use a lot. They're also coming out with glosses for $10. There's a gloss bundle for $32, or you can buy the collection bundle for $96. So just out of here, like the glosses do look really pretty. I like the packaging on them. I think that they're cute, but I just don't think that I need that. I did just pick up a new lip gloss from By Beauty that I've been trying out, so I just don't feel like I need anything, and nothing was really calling to me enough to be like, okay, do I need this? Like, I didn't do the double take in that sense, so I know that I can go ahead and pass over it. But I got quite a few tags on these new releases from Almar Cosmetics, so what are you thinking about these? There's some new products coming out from Becca Cosmetics. They're expanding their skin love line with 2 new items. There's the Glow Shield Prime and Set Mist for $32, and then also the Brighten and Blur Primer for $39. I didn't hear great things about some of the first products that came out under this line, especially the foundation. I saw more negative reviews than I did positive reviews, so I was actually considering purchasing the foundation, and then once the reviews started coming in, I was like, no, never mind. So I kind of like, that's my first thought when I see this, is like, the line wasn't getting too much love, so do I really need to go out and buy another mist and another primer? Because that's kind of what is going on right now in the industry, and what I seem to keep buying. I have several new primers that I'm trying out, and then there's been a bunch of new like setting sprays and mists coming out. I have the ABH Dewy set that I'm trying out that I did spray my face with today, so I know that I can again skip over these from Becca. Got a whole bunch of tags that Fenty Beauty is coming out with bronzers. Oh, I love bronzers. I love trying new bronzers. I love to bronze my face every day. It's like one of my favorite parts of my day. So Fenty is about to drop these new bronzers. These are the Sun Stalker Bronzer. Says give instant warmth that brings out the right undertones for a sun-soaked glow. It's supposed to be a creamy powder bronzer that's blendable and transfer resistant. There's 8 different shades. They're going to be available on April 5th. The price on these are going to be $30 each. So that's pretty pricey for a bronzer, because I'm thinking like my Jouer bronzer duo where I get 2 bronzers, that's $30 and I get 2 different shade options in there. Ooh, that's pretty pricey for a bronzer. They're also coming out with a bronzer brush, and then they also have a little set, a mini set. You can get a mini bronzer and a mini matchstick for $24. I actually didn't love the matchsticks. I own one, so I wouldn't be interested in that, even though I do like being able to purchase as minis. And then there's also the Mini Pro Filter Setting Powder that's going to be coming out for $16. I'm mostly going to focus on the bronzer because that seemed what people were most excited for. When I first saw it, I got pretty excited for it, and I was instantly like, yeah, maybe I could try it out. I don't know, $30 just seems kind of pricey. And I'm thinking about some of the bronzers that I've been really liking lately. You know, I just bought one from Milani, and that one was like super affordable. I don't know, like $10 or something. Like I said, I really do like my Jouer, and that was $30, but it's for 2, and it's like a nice compact, and it has a mirror. I don't know, maybe I still kind of want to try it out, but I feel like the Sephora sale has to be coming up sometime soon. We have the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Usually the Sephora VIB sale follows somewhat close to that, so I have a feeling that sale will be coming up. Maybe this is something I would put on my wish list and grab it for that. So I don't know, maybe I'd also kind of want to see some reviews of this one first, just because I wasn't a fan of the matchstick, and obviously those are different products. One's cream and one is powder, but I don't know, Fenty products can be a little bit hit or miss for me. There's some that I really like the Stunna lip paints I think are really good, but like I wasn't a fan of the foundation, which I think was mostly my skin type. The concealer I think is okay. The matchstick I didn't love, so I don't know. I do like trying bronzers, so I had to do a little double take there. So I'm interested in this one, but maybe I'll catch some reviews, or if I decide to pick it up, it'll probably be on a sale. Tags that Real Techniques is coming out with some new sponges, and these are the Sugar Crush Miracle Complexion Sponge, and they have 3 different shades, like colors of them. Berry, pink, and peach. These are $6 each. It says for foundation and BB cream, and they do have glitters in them. So I think, I mean, it looks pretty similar to like their regular sponge, which I enjoy and I used today. This look is from yesterday's video with my full face of most voted on products from my subscribers, the finale of my March Madness series. So if you want to check out how I got this look and what my subscribers voted on in each category for makeup products, that one will be linked down below. But that was the sponge I used today, and I like it just fine. So I think really like the main thing is that they're just different colors. I don't know, I can't, because it's for foundation, BB cream. I mean, really, you can do whatever you want with a sponge. Like, one of my girlfriends the other day told me that she uses her makeup sponge dry to apply bronzer, and I was like, what? I hadn't heard that before. She was like, well, I don't have a bronzer brush, and I was like, I will give you a bronzer brush. How do you apply dry bronzer with a dry sponge? I don't know, it blew my mind. Does anyone else do that? I don't know, I thought that was interesting. So, I mean, you can really do whatever it is that you want with the sponge. So, I think it's mostly that they're different colors, but they also have the glitter in it. I don't know, the glitter to me, I can probably pass on. I don't think it would be a thing where like as you're applying makeup, you're getting like glitter stuck in your face. Like, I think that it should probably stay within the sponge, otherwise that would be pretty weird. So I think it's just kind of like a, ooh, glitter sparkly thing, but that's not necessarily my thing or what I'm looking for in a sponge. But of course, they're a great price at $6 each. I really do like the Real Techniques sponges. The pink is cute and all of that, but probably not something I need to run out and buy. But you know, I always have plenty of makeup sponges on hand. But we got some new color options now from Real Techniques. Alrighty, so Tarte has finally come out with their Icy Betch palette. Is that actually what it's called? Yeah, the Icy Betch palette. Okay, so this was last year, right? Last year, April Fool's, because I was on vacation in Arizona when this came out, and I remember, because for my birthday in March, and I remember like unhooking from the internet for a while, untethering from the internet. And I'm getting on my phone one day and just seeing all these tags about, oh my gosh, Tarte's releasing like this blue-green palette, Tarte's releasing colorful palette. And I was like, whoa, crazy. And then like I got off the internet again, and then the next time I got on, it was like, it was a joke. And I was like, what's happening? I don't understand what's going on right now. Like, what's going on? So that was last year, April Fool's Day. And now Tarte is finally releasing their Icy Betch palette, but it's not the same as their April Fool's palette that came out. So they said that they were going to release a palette, and then they said like April Fool's, and everyone was like, but we liked that palette. I don't understand. And people kept asking Tarte for it and asking Tarte, and you were seeing a bunch of like indie brands coming out with, you know, something really close to this palette, and they were selling and people were excited about it. And I'm thinking like, Tarte, what are you doing? Release the palette. Well, now they're releasing it, but I actually like the palette that was going to be released way more than I like what they've actually released, because in their original one, it's kind of the same, you know, shape as the Tartelette in Bloom, the Tartelette Toasted, you know, etc. And this one, I don't like as much, and I was trying to look really closely between the two, because I was like, okay, I feel like, you know, the colors are similar in there, and we have the blues and we have the greens. Like, what is it about the new palette that I'm not liking? I am not someone who generally gets worked up over layouts, you know, different pan sizes in a palette. I don't know. I know a lot of people get really worked up about it. I normally don't, but this one actually does, because I feel like there's so much blank space in the palette that I feel like it takes away from the colors that are in the palette. Because when I was comparing the two, I was like, the first palette just looks so much more colorful and vibrant, and then you look at this other one and there's so much blank space, and then you also have the giant highlight in there, that white highlight, that to me, it just took away from the color and what I thought people were pretty excited to see Tarte release something different in this colorful palette. My mind just kind of like glazes over the new one that they came out with. So I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that they went a different route. I don't know. What do you guys think about the new layout? Again, I'm seeing like all kinds of mixed feedback about this one, of course, but like I like the outer packaging, like that looks really cool and everything. But once it actually was opened up, I was like, I'm just not as excited about this one. So that's a bummer. So this is $24 and includes 5 matte and 4 luster high impact shades. 1 beaming highlight. Will be available April 1st. This is not another April Fool's joke, is it? Is someone playing me? Will be available April 1st online and in stores and at Sephora. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Icy Betch palette? I thought the first one was better done, but I'm not going to be picking up this one. Honestly, blues and greens are not something that I wear the most of. I tend to go for like, well, I like my neutrals of course, but when I play with color, I like purples and oranges because I feel like it's complementary to my green eyes. So greens and blues aren't something I play with a ton. So I don't need to fill up my collection with that, but I don't know. I thought the first one was better, but that's just me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people are still gonna be excited about this and pick it up, but I'm gonna pass over that. All right, so we have some new skincare coming out from Drunk Elephant, and it was like 10 minutes before I sat down to film this video. This product actually did show up at my door, which I was very excited about because I do like Drunk Elephant, but they are coming out with the Slaai Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser with Kiwi Strawberry. And then they're also coming out with the Bamboo Booster Exfoliant, and I think that it is going to be available now. So this is $34, and so you get the tub of the makeup cleanser, and then you get like a smaller guy of the Bamboo Booster Exfoliant in the packaging with it. So I think that's pretty cool. $34. I don't know. Drunk Elephant is always so high priced that I just kind of expect it to just like always be something crazy, but you know, $34. I don't know if I would have ran out and picked this up right away. I do like some Drunk Elephant products, but kind of how I view high-end and luxury makeup and skincare, I feel like brands have like really solid products that are maybe a little bit more unique, or they just kind of go above and beyond and they're kind of worth it for the price tag. And then they have items that are like pretty good or okay, but I can find more affordable options from them, and that's how I view Drunk Elephant also. There's a few staples from Drunk Elephant that I love. Their baby facial, the night serum, even the vitamin C serum I really enjoy, and then there's some that I just think are okay, like their moisturizers. No Drunk Elephant moisturizer has super impressed me. I don't mind their makeup remover, like the Bestie Jelly Cleanser. I don't mind it, but I think that there's better ones that are more affordable on the market. So I probably wouldn't have run out right away and grabbed this one. You know, maybe I've seen some reviews, but since I did get it sent to me, I will definitely be trying it out, let you know what I think, how I think it removes makeup, how I'm feeling about it. So stay tuned for that one. I will try to review that, you know, as quickly as I can with skincare. It's not something that I can do super fast, but I am planning to review that here on my channel from Drunk Elephants because they sent that over. So you'll have to let us know what you think about this Slaai Butter Makeup Melter. Alrighty though, but other than that, that's where I'm going to end this week's Will I Buy It video. So I feel like the releases have kind of slowed down a little bit right now, which is definitely not a bad thing. Can't complain about that. That's where I'm going to end this week's Will I Buy It video. Let me know what you thought of all the products that I mentioned. Which ones are you interested in? Which ones are you passing over? And as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go. And I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.